Who started slavery? Africans started slavery. Africans were practicing slavery thousands of years before the white man showed up. Thousands and thousands of years. Who built those pyramids? Slaves. How did the empire of Egypt get to be what they were? Conquering, conquering, enslaving the men, and raping the women. That's what they did. But it's not just Egypt. Go west, over to Mali. Mali was a great empire. And let me just break in here. Uh, if you hear me call it Malawi, that is a mistake. I'm talking about Mali. I've started this 2 times now, and I keep wanting to say Malawi. Malawi is a country in Southeast Africa that used to be run by Dr. Hastings Banda. So if I happen to say Malawi, I don't mean Malawi. I know the difference. We're talking about Mali. The leader, Mansa Musa, was probably the richest man to ever exist in the world. Ever. He was called the Lion of Mali, the conqueror of Gantana. And understand that, the conqueror. That's how they made their empire. But anyway, he was one of the richest men in the world. He gave so much gold to Egypt one time that it caused a huge spiraling of inflation. He would give gold away all over, and he did it just to show his wealth and his power. And do you know what he used for labor? Slaves. Black slaves, Arab slaves, any slave he could get. And this was long before any white man was around. Timbuktu is kind of used as a joke now. Where is it? I don't know, somewhere in Timbuktu. But Timbuktu at one time was one of the greatest learning centers in the world. It had hundreds of thousands of scrolls, a massive amount at that time. People came all across Arabia, all across Africa to the learning centers there in Timbuktu. It was probably only could be rivaled by the great libraries of Alexandria. So should we tear all that down now? Should we spray paint over what's left? Start tearing everything down. Go to Egypt. Start tearing down the pyramids stone by stone because they were slaveholders? No, but we can do it. We can do it to the European statues. No problem at all. The idea that anyone would even think about messing with the pyramids or anything that's still left in Timbuktu is just, I mean, preposterous. I mean, beyond realistic. How could you possibly destroy such great artifacts of our history, of mankind's history? Only ignorant people. Problem is, African people have no idea about their culture and their history because they're not taught in the crappy schools that we have today. The civilizations, some of the civilizations in Africa were great, and they all practiced slavery. Africans enslaving Africans, raping Africans, going to war with Africans, and all types of violence against each other. Americans are, and so are Europeans to a lesser extent. Americans are so ignorant They look at Africa, oh, they're all black. These tribes are bitterly divided. Look at what happened in Rwanda. You know, you got the Tutsis hating the Hutsis hating the Tutsis. And you can go on. You can go on to any tribe, any country in Africa. You're going to see bitter rivalries between tribes. I remember when Jesse Jackson went down to Africa, it was embarrassing. He was so ignorant, they didn't know what the hell he was even talking about. But here we go again. The Egyptians can conquer lands, and it's theirs. The great empire there in Malawi can conquer lands, and it's theirs. The Zulus can conquer lands, and it's theirs. But European conquers land, and it's not. I mean, we act like, oh, this tribe or this group of people, oh, they've just been here forever. No, they weren't. Their land expanded, contracted, changed. All depends on who they conquered or who conquered them. It's been moved around all the time. It was never anybody's land. And we can do the same routine in Asia. All right? It's the same deal. As far as I know, virtually every major religion, I don't know all the little ones, but Islam did not condemn slavery. Christianity did not condemn slavery. Judaism did not condemn slavery. Hindu did not condemn slavery. As far as the major religions, the only one I know that did not approve of slavery was the Buddha. Although slavery still existed in that society, but Buddha says you shouldn't take other beings, you shouldn't buy or sell other human beings. That's a paraphrase. Okay, that's the rant of the day. If you like these videos, please hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks for listening.